we possibly can concerning how to buy a car. Right now we're having some technical difficulties with our Microsoft Outlook, so I'm actually working from a home computer and my work computer all at once. So as you see me going back and forth, that is the reason why. So we'll get started here. So seminar objective today, we're going to talk about determining what you can afford, how to navigate through dealerships, whether to buy new or used, your warranty options, and your financial insurance and options as far as your warranty gap products and things like that, like your credit life disability and other back-end products that are often sold at dealerships. But what very few people realize is that we do offer these products here at the credit union as well, and normally at a much discounted price. So determining what you can afford. I think that this right here is one of the most important factors in going out car buying. Determining what you can afford and basing that off of your income, your net income, your base income, determining your total your expenses that will be involved with your car buying process. And when we say total expenses, we mean what would your payment be, your insurance, your maintenance, your tag renewals, your unexpected costs. Let's just say if you get, you need tires or you have to use your warranty, what will be your deductibles, you know, things like that, etc. So when you are determining how much vehicle that you want to buy, please factor in all of these unexpected expenses that comes along with it. What we don't always factor into when we're doing car buying is that we don't factor in is the price of insurance and gas. Okay, so which vehicle will best fit your needs, you know, when you're out shopping for a vehicle. With that, will you need a sedan? Are you looking for an SUV? And what an SUV, is that a large SUV or a small SUV? So we want to focus on what type vehicle best fits your family needs. So when we're getting into the process of determining that, Google is a very good friend of yours. First, determine what we're looking for. And then when we determine what we're looking for, and then we get a price in mind of how much we want to get pre-approved for. Now, when you go in and get pre-approved and you come through us as the credit union, it's that, you know, you ask for a certain dollar amount based upon your findings of what you can exactly budget for. Keep in mind that if you go in and you ask for a certain amount, know that that is negotiable and you got a max going up to, this is how much I want to spend on the vehicle. And we want to make sure that we're making informed choices and decisions about this major purchase that you're having. So you can control your financial future and your outlook there. All right, we're gonna. All right. Factors to consider. Okay, we want to check your consumer credit reports, the affordability and the depreciation on whether we're going to go new or used, certified pre-owned, your fuel economy. You must take that into consideration as always, and whether this vehicle is conducive to your family needs. Is it big enough? Do you need a SUV or a car? Do you want to lease or buy? We don't offer leases here at the credit union, but leasing is always an option by going through the dealership, and also budgeting in those extra expenses as far as your gas, your maintenance, and your repair costs for the future. Navigating your way at the dealership. Now, this right here is very important in getting started, is that before you actually go onto a dealer lot, shop around, go online. Of course, pick out the brand of vehicle that you're looking for. Do a vehicle checklist. We want to see whether you want to look at the window sticker cost, or if it's a used vehicle, we want to see how many mileage, what year it is, because the year, the mileage is going to dictate the term that is being offered. Also, a used vehicle, depending on the year, it's also going to dictate the rate that it's going to be able to offer. Because generally, vehicles that are 3 years or newer, you get a better rate than a vehicle that's 5 years or older. So also keep that in mind when you're making these decisions, and also being prepared and getting ready to negotiate the best price possible. All right, getting started. Okay. Find a dealership that is conveniently located near you. These, again, it depends on the brand in which you decide that you're gonna, go with. Let's just say if you live on the south side, then for maintenance and service, reasons, which one of these dealerships that are closest to you. When we're out shopping and you're getting quotes from dealers, you want to make sure that you get a signed buyer's order. And what the buyer's order is that it specifically states the vehicle information. It has your name, the dealership name. Also, it has the authorizing person at the dealership that's authorizing this specific amount. And also you do want to check with the service department, make sure that they have a full service department, that they're able to repair any mechanical issues that you may have with the vehicle. Shop around online. Sometimes you can negotiate a good deal within a certain mile radius. Because we do live so close to the Georgia border, is that often we have a lot of members that do travel into Georgia for different automobile loans. So often, you can wage those online prices with a lot of the local dealerships in order to compare those to get a better possible deal. You do want to check the classified ads. Often we are living in a military town. We have a lot of military personnel that have to leave and go on orders elsewhere. So what they do is that they have to sell their vehicles, and often you're able to find some pretty good deals based upon that because they're just trying to sell the vehicle and move on. You want to check safety records. Whenever you're buying a used vehicle, you do want to check the Carfax. You want to check whether this vehicle has ever been in a car accident. And also with every service that provided on that vehicle through a dealership, it also offers mileage, because you'll know exactly if this vehicle has the correct mileage or not, or if those mileage been rolled back, because that does happen in this industry. It is a several car websites that you can go to, but one that is free, it is called VinCheck. VinCheck is a free website in which this website, you just put in your 17-digit VIN number. It would tell you everything is about the vehicle, every time that it went in for service, if it's ever been in a car accident, is it a branded title? And what a branded title is that this vehicle has been deemed by the insurance company as a total loss because it has frame damage or something major that's going on with that vehicle. So you can also check against that, because most lenders will not lend against a branded title. You can search, instead of going on the dealer lot, you can also check inventory at each dealership by shopping online. When you're making the decision, know what you're looking for. You know, visit at least 3 dealerships, go to websites, you know, see where these vehicles are located, go check them out, physically put your hand on there. But now, when you do get to the dealership, that you can often be so amazed, or you see a very nice vehicle that you're all excited about, and then you can often, you know, forget about everything that you've done your homework on. So often it's best to take someone with you to kind of keep you grounded and leveled. Okay, vehicle checklist. Okay, we want to be the visibility. You want to make sure that it's comfortable, it has enough leg room, has enough headroom. You do want to test drive the vehicle for road noise. You want to make sure that it is working as it needs to, with your air conditioning, your radio sound quality controls, and also whenever you're buying a used car, you can, if you're buying from a dealership, generally it is some type of warranty on that vehicle when you buy it of at least 30 days. However, if you're buying from an independent, or if you're buying from a individual, or buy here, pay here, often when you purchase these vehicles, that they are as is. And so that is where you want to be, you know, become even more stickler of what you're looking for. But also, when you're buying a used vehicle, you want to take that vehicle and get an evaluation done independently from the person in which you're buying it from, to make sure that it is functioning and working correctly before you make the purchase. Okay, when we talk about window stickers and non-window stickers, the manufacturer suggested retail price. A lot of times on a new car, you will see this big white paper that's stuck in the window, and the dealer invoice will vary. Generally, with the window sticker, depending on the vehicle in which you're purchasing, whether it's a truck, car, a luxury brand vehicle, or a domestic unit, it can have anywhere from a 3% to a 7% markup in the window sticker. The optional equipment is often listed on there. The rebates, they vary depending on the manufacturer and what they're offering. And also, it's often dealer incentivized rates as well. You do have what they call dealer holdback. It's a lot of pricing that the dealer has that they can leverage there. So, you know, that we don't often know, but we can say that that we do have a I'm gonna say a 3 to a 7% markup on all window stickers. Now, what it's worth, especially when you're dealing with a used vehicle, and you can always come to the credit union and get a NADA value. And it's several values out there where you may hear most frequently. You have NADA, which is, that's generally what we use here in the Southeast. You have Kelly Blue Book. So in the NADA, you have what we call a trade-in value, a retail value, and a loan value. Most of the dealers are going to base their pricing off of the retail value. So you have various, you know, verbiage for that, but you call a dealer invoice price a true market price and a value trade-in price, in which that's a trade-in, retail, and MSRP. Negotiation tips. When you're negotiating a contract, first determine what's the most important items are to you. You know, is it price? Is it low mileage? Is it the year of the vehicle? You want to read everything before you sign it. You want to negotiate price up front. Anything that's promised to you by the dealership, as far as if they're going to tint windows, or they're going to give you gap insurance, or whether they're going to give you floor mats, you want to make sure that all of that is included in your contract. When you negotiating price, your price and your interest rate are negotiable most of the time at the dealership. So know what your credit score is, because your credit score will dictate your interest rate. Buying used. The advice for buying used, of course, check the VIN check. You want to make sure that the vehicle has not been wrecked. You want to make sure that it's not a branded title, and you want to find out what is the actual cash value of this vehicle. You also want to check whether it's how many miles it has remaining on the manufacturer warranty, or is it's going to be sold as is. Okay. The best advice for buying used is get an independent person to inspect this vehicle. Ask for the maintenance records. You do want to test drive. If possible, talk to previous owners of the vehicle and contact a repair shop. Used car inspection. Used cars, you want to check for excessive dings and scratches. You want to check tire tread. You have to consider, do you want to negotiate a new set of tires in there? You want to check the brake pads. Any wear and tear items you definitely want to check, because those things that you generally have to replace every 10 or 12,000 miles. You want to check to see whether it's damage to the vehicle, whether everything is working properly, like windshield wipers, mirrors, you know, things like that that you generally overlook during the excitement of purchasing a vehicle. You want to make sure that your VIN number match. You want to make sure what you're shopping for online and what you're actually getting is the vehicle that you're purchasing, and you can often reference that with the 17-digit VIN number. You want to make sure that, again, everything is working properly, and determine what you're willing to fix in the negotiation of the vehicle, especially when you're buying a used vehicle. FTC rule is called, on all used cars, is supposed to be on display, just as the MSRP is on a new car. You have what they call the FTC used rule, and which is called a buyer's guide. And the buyer's guide would simply state whether this vehicle has the remainder of manufacturer warranty, or is sold as is, or the dealership in which is selling it is offering a 30, 60, or 90-day warranty up to, I've seen them go 90 days or 3,000 miles. So it's just depending on what the dealer is offering. Buying from a private party. When you're buying for a private party, you want to also apply the same rules as if you was buying from a buy here, pay here lot. You want to take that vehicle, you want to get it evaluated by a reputable dealer. Also, you want to do a VIN check to make sure that the vehicle and the title is not branded. You want to make sure that a individual is going to live up to the promises of the contract and whatever that you negotiated, because these vehicles are often sold as is. So once you give them the money, it's pretty much you're responsible from there. Generally, is no warranties offered unless it's a newer vehicle and you have remainder manufacturer warranty. Now, here at the credit union is that we do offer extended service contracts, in which, you know, you can purchase those. We can get 12 months, or you can always go all the way up to 60 months. It depends on what your budget is. New car warranties are offered by the manufacturer. You can get a 3-year 36, a 3-year 50, a 4-year 50, or even a 5-year 50,000 mile warranty. And also you do have what they call maintenance warranties as well. These maintenance warranties often covers your oil changes, your tire rotations, you know, front end alignments and stuff like that, but that is also sold as an additional cost. Full warranty on used cars. We've already discussed that one. Don't pay for things that you really don't need. This is a pretty big item that normally dealers make quite a bit of money off of consumers. Things like etching of the VIN number on your windows. That is really not needed because the vehicle has the VIN number. It's already on the frame of the vehicle, at least in 4 other places on the frame. Also is in the window and it's in the doors. So etching is something that you don't need. Rust proof. We live in the Southeast, and unless you're purchasing a vehicle that comes from up north, you don't have to deal with a lot of rust. So again, when we do the VIN check, you can tell where that vehicle origin is and where it was first titled. So if you buy a vehicle that's from the Northeast, then it should already have undercoating in that. Service contracts, generally, again, it depends on the mileage when you buy the vehicle and where do you want to go from there. All warranties, if you're buying a certified pre-owned warranty, you really don't need to buy an extended service contract because the vehicle is covered up to 100,000 miles, but a certified pre-owned unit is normally a little bit of extra cost because of the warranty that comes with it. When we're talking about a service contract, as we just touched on, we don't want to have double coverage as a certified pre-owned and buy an extended warranty there. You want to factor in what type of deductibles that you want to purchase, because you can get a 0 deductible up to $100 deductible. The higher the deductible, the lower the premium. And you want to deal with the length of the warranty, whether you're going to get 12,000 miles or 48,000 miles. So there's a lot of variables in there. Deciphering finance options. Oftentimes, like, this only applies generally with new vehicles, is that when you see a lot of dealers advertising 0%, 0% financing sounds great, but it's not always the best option for you. Let's just say that if you buy a vehicle that's $25,000 and the dealer is offering a $3,000 rebate at 72 months at 1.9 financing, but now it's in lieu of the rebate. So if you take the rebate, then the pricing of the vehicle goes to $28,000, and at 1.9 for 72 months, your payment is $412 a month. But if you did $25,000 for 72 months at 3%, in which if your credit qualifies for that, you're actually going to be paying about a $32 less a month per payment. So the best thing is that when you go into a dealership, don't be lured in with low interest rates, because the low interest rates is often an offset when you're looking at the amount of rebates that you're giving up, because it's best to take $10,000 rebate and a 3% interest rate versus a no rebate at 0% for 72 months. So that's not often the best deal. So we want to put we want to put that in a finance calculator to see which one is actually comes out best for you. Auto insurance coverage is that most lenders will allow you to have up to $1,000 deductible. With this deductible, you want to base your insurance premium based upon what you can afford in event of a collision. If you have $1,000 deductible, do you have $1,000 available to pay that deductible to get your vehicle repaired? Or do you want to consider a lesser deductible? The lower the deductible, the higher your premiums. So when you're factoring in whether you're going to buy a car or not, or whether you're going to buy a sports car, you're going to buy a truck, or whether you're going to buy a sedan, also call and get insurance quotes to see exactly how much this vehicle is going to cost you insurance wise, because it also varies on what county you live in, how much your insurance premium is going to be as well. Rates vary, yeah, and they change. They could change daily, but most of the time they change every 30 days. So your rate is going to be based on credit. Your payment options is going to be based on the term in which you use. Your insurance premiums are going to be based upon where you live. Also is going to be based upon your driving record. And your back end products as far as your gap, credit life, credit disability, all of that is going to be based upon whether you want that product or not. The final checklist is that first, determine exactly how much vehicle you can afford. When you're determining how much vehicle you can afford, determine all of these variables as far as your maintenance, gas, your insurance, and what this vehicle is actually going to cost you every month. Okay, and then you want to go in and then you want to get pre-approved. You want to go in to see exactly what kind of rate, what kind of term, and what kind of payment that you can afford. That interest rate will be dictated on your credit history. Know what you want. Before you set foot on any dealership, know exactly what you're looking for. Research everything online. Negotiate as much as you can online so you won't be pressured when you actually get to the dealership, because the pressure is going to be coming from a lot of different ways, and a lot of people normally fold up under pressure because buying a car is not something that you do every day. So you're unfamiliar with a lot of the tactics and everything that is used. And always know is that if this is maybe not the best deal for you. And also when you go out, is that if that car is gone when you come back, then it's probably not the car for you. If it's for you, it'll be there when you get back, or it's going to be at another dealership when you're shopping. But it's always a vehicle just like that out there. So don't be pressured into buying something and end up with buyer's remorse. Negotiate the best deal possible based upon what exactly you're looking for, and test drive the vehicle. All right. And here at 121 Financial Credit Union, we are your hometown credit union. We'll be more than happy to assist you with your pre-approvals, help you with your car buying process, and also offer advice, offer loans, and to help you at dealerships. We do have different relationships with dealers all over town, and we can help you find exactly what you're looking for. And then, you know, we can try to help you negotiate your deal as well. You can contact us at 121financialcreditunion.org, or you can call in at 904-723-6300, or you can email us at ask121@121fcu.org. All right, we have a couple of questions here, and we can get started. Here we got from Chris. Can you also provide information on how 121 Financial will finance cars considered as exotic, Audi R8? Based upon your credit history, we will consider all automobiles. Generally, we do not lend on exotic vehicles like R8s, but we will take a look at the application and then we'll go from there. We generally lend on vehicles that are 10 years or newer and a certain mileage, but we're open and we will consider all loan applications. So you can always submit that and we'll take a look at it. Curtis Brown had a question: does buying in Georgia saves any sales tax or other fees that are more expensive than buying in Florida? Does that present a problem registering the vehicle or title issues? No, it does not present a problem registering or title issues. If you do buy in Georgia, you will not pay Georgia sales tax, but you'll still be responsible in paying Florida sales tax when you bring the vehicle back and get it registered here. Chris also asked, do you recommend to pay for any pre-purchase inspection by a third-party mechanic prior to buying a vehicle? If you're going to buy a used vehicle, especially an exotic vehicle, I would take it to a certified dealership to have that vehicle thoroughly checked out. It will be to an expense to you, but it's best to know exactly what you're buying, especially when you're buying a very expensive vehicle like a Audi R8. All right, we are unmuting everyone for questions. I know we covered a lot of topics and we kind of glossed over a bunch of things, but if there's anything in particular that you want to ask, we've unmuted everyone for questions.
Or have their mechanics certified the inspection.
Pardon me? Hello? Someone had a question about certifying.
Somewhat widespread. Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law, senior advisor to the president, was on CNBC last Thursday.
We have any more questions?
Warranty's worth it.
Pardon me?
Are warranties worth the money?
Yes. Whenever you're buying an extended service contract, especially, I would suggest that you buy an extended service contract, especially if you're purchasing a vehicle that is out of manufacturer warranty.
I have a question.
Yes.
Will the last amount of your previous car loan, especially if it was with 121 Financial, will that be used as a factor to see how much you can get on your next car loan? Like determining, like for example, if your last largest amount car loan was 55,000, is there a percentage rate where you can go up on that one?
Not exactly. It's taken into consideration. Let's just say if your previous automobile high is 55,000 and you're looking to buy a $80,000 vehicle, that is a reasonable jump, but it's also based upon your income and what your payment to income ratio is. And generally we try to stay 20% payment to income or less to dictate how much loan that you're actually qualified for. And I guess let me clarify that a little more, is that if you're making $2,000 a month and you trying to purchase a $80,000 vehicle, the payment to income is going to exceed because your payment is going to be just as much as your total monthly income. But if you're making $10,000 a month and you're looking at a $80,000 vehicle, and then that's going to be it's going to be based upon your payment to income.
Hello.
Do you recommend trading a car before the warranty is up? Not necessarily. You know, oftentimes is that your trade-in value is based upon the year. And also when you're looking at the mileage, every 5,000 miles in NADA, you know, you lose value. So at 55,000, at 60,000, 65, that's how your value is also dictated, you know, on trade-in. I wouldn't say that that is a determining factor before you trade the vehicle in or not.
I had a question before that question about the 2020 SUVs that have been advertised. Are they located at a different dealership?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, SUVs, new SUVs.
Yes, they keep online every day. They're saying that there are plenty of 2020 SUVs at a low price.
Okay. And they are generally, the new vehicles are located at wherever that dealership is and wherever that brand is. So let's just say if you want a Chevy Tahoe, and then you have to shop all Chevy dealerships. But if you want a Toyota CRV, well, Toyota, that's a Honda CRV, you have to shop the Honda store for that. Is it any particular SUV that you're looking for?
I was looking for the GLB, the Mercedes.
If you're looking for new, you have to, it's 2 Mercedes dealerships here in Jacksonville. You have Fields Mercedes on Blanding, and you do have Fields Mercedes on Atlantic Boulevard.
Okay, what's the interest rate right now, new cars with 1-to-1?
Okay, get that for you. Hold on one second. I can tell you. Now, I'm gonna give you the best rate. Get that for you. The best rate that we're offering right now on a 72-month term on a new vehicle is 3.49%. And on 60 months, we're offering 3.29%.
And that's with no down payment with the trade-in?
We will finance up, depending on the tier in which you qualify for, but we can finance up to 120% of the value of the vehicle.
Okay. Do you recommend buying a 2020 or versus the 2021?
It just depends on what you're looking for. The manufacturer is often going to offer more incentives on the 2020 since the 2021s are coming out and they have a whole year to sell those, versus the 2020 is the current year model. So it depends on how long are you planning on keeping the vehicle that you're searching for?
Probably 2 years. My goal right now is to not having to pay any maintenance fees.
So have you ever considered leasing?
I travel too much to lease.
Okay.
I mean, you know, we can't go anywhere right now, but before the pandemic, I would have had more miles than what I have on my car now.
Well, if you're traveling more than 12,000 miles a year, then leasing is probably not the best option for you. So when you purchase a vehicle, you may want to consider buying an extended warranty or getting a certified pre-owned vehicle that can cover you up to 100,000 miles. Realistically, if it takes you 3 years into a 5-year finance to break even. And that's traveling 12,000 miles a year. So please take into consideration is that when you're buying luxury cars, is that you're gonna have a pretty large depreciation initially, and it's probably gonna take you about 3.5 years to get to the break even point. So if you're trading every 2 years, you're gonna be dealing with a lot of negative equity. And then when you're rolling that much negative equity in, and then your payments are going to go up, or you're going to be forced to put down more cash down.
Okay, can you repeat what you said about the pre-owned vehicle?
Okay. The pre-owned vehicle, as far as the mileage, or what
Yeah,
exactly would you like me to
the
repeat?
mileage and the warranty.
Okay. When you buy a pre-owned vehicle, if you're buying one that's still within manufacturer warranty and you buying it from the franchise dealer, and which when I say franchise dealers, like if you go to a Mercedes-Benz and you buy a certified pre-owned from a Mercedes store, is that they can only offer that certified pre-owned warranty through them because they are the representative for that. It often covers up to 100,000 miles, but you can also take and buy a Mercedes from an Acura dealership, and you can buy an extended service contract that covers you up to 100,000 miles. But often when you buy a luxury car, is that an oil change is $300. So please take into consideration that you may want to purchase a maintenance plan as well to cover that $300 cost.
That was a great question. We just had a couple more come in.
I have
Hi, will I be able to have somebody contact me about going over financing for the exotic car? Because I just wanted to make sure I know all the factors. I have money to put down a good amount on the car, but I just wanted to make sure what you guys will consider in regards to the exotic car market and regarding to what other factors you need. I know you said you will look at the current situation, credit score and all that, but do you look at also the down payments also to consider those?
We will look at it holistically, and I'm gonna give you my email address. If you email me your contact information, I will reach out to you personally and work with you. My email address is lharris@121fcu.org. We have another question in from Linda. It's, I have a 2013 Chrysler Town and Country with 103,000 miles, just paid off a car loan I had with 121. Wanting to find a used car, a better mileage that I can trade in my car to break even or a little extra money. What suggestions do you have? So you paid off your 2013 Town and Country, and you're looking for a car that has lesser mileage, and you're looking to get the most you can for your trade. Is that correct, Linda?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you,
Ma'am?
can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm wanting to find a car that has better gas mileage and newer car, but I do not want to go back to having to pay car payments.
Okay, so pretty much you're looking for a vehicle that you could trade your vehicle that's paid in full and just hopefully break even.
Correct.
One for
Or
another.
maybe add a little bit.
Pardon me?
Or I could add a little bit, maybe 1,000 or two, but I don't want to have another car payment. I'm trying to keep it in line. No more car payment.
And we can, first of all, determine what type vehicle best suits your family's need. And then
Right.
we can also work with you. Once you tell us what brand type vehicle that you're looking for, and then perhaps we can work with that dealership to see can we find or to get the deal most closely to what you're trying to do. But first determine
Okay.
if you want another minivan, whether you want a sedan, whether you want an SUV. If you're looking for better gas mileage, then you probably want to go with a sedan.
I'm thinking an SUV mainly, but possibly, but because I like to have the height a little bit. I like to be up a little bit, but I don't need all the room that I have in my minivan.
Well, we'll be more than happy to assist you, to try to find your vehicle that best suits your needs at this time and to have little or no payment at all. Thank you. We got a question here from Tangi Taylor. Are you able to avoid certain fees by financing directly with the credit union rather than financing through the dealership? No, the same fees are going to apply. On your buyer's order, generally it is a dealer doc fee. You do have doc stamps in which that goes to the state of Florida. You have your taxes in different counties in which you live in. They have their taxes as well. So no, the same fee is going to apply across the board. We have any more questions?
I have a question. Are you familiar with the Costco, buying a car through the Costco program? So do you have any thoughts on that?
I've read, something up on that. As a matter of fact, I am a member of Costco and I did receive an email on that. What that is that Costco has worked out a deal with the different manufacturer in which they're offering new car prices at employee pricing. And you go through them, and then once you receive this certified number, you'll take that to the dealer, and they're supposed to offer you employee pricing on that.
Thank you.
Patricia asked, will it be able to call you to see if a price is a great buy? You can email me the vehicle information and I'll do a little homework for you. And then I can give you what the retail NADA is on the vehicle, and then pricing, you can kind of determine, what exactly you want to pay. Is no haggling pricing really no haggling? Is what Kevin asked. All prices are negotiable, as you asked me. It just depends on how bad that the dealer wants to sell the vehicle. I worked in a car dealership for over 15 years. I did financing. The scariest person at the dealership is the finance manager. That's the person that's going to dictate, just how much money, the interest rate, the pricing, and your terms. So when you go into the dealership, be aware that is the person that's really going to dictate your financial future. And do you really want that? To me, I would prefer go to my credit union. And then when you go in there, you have a check in hand, you give it to them because your deal is already negotiated at the credit union. But often pitfalls does happen when you go at the dealership because it's human nature. When someone says, I can offer you a better deal, we all perk up because we want to hear it. But what is your definition of a good deal? Your definition of a good deal is whatever you perceive it to be. So oftentimes when you go into a dealership, you get smitten with all of the fancy words and you're already excited about the vehicle that you're purchasing, and you just want to go home and have your brand new car. But it is hidden pitfalls that are in there. So that's why we have these seminars that we'll be able to tell you is that do your homework prior to going to the dealership. Know exactly what you can afford. Know exactly what's all encompassed into the purchase of the vehicle, so you'll be aware of the pitfalls. Know what your credit score is. Know what your interest rate. Know what term that you want to go. Oftentimes, we will go and we will sign up on an 84-month contract, which is a 7-year contract because it has a cheaper payment. But when we go in and we try to trade in 2 years and you wonder how come you can't trade, is because you've not paid a whole lot of money towards the principal and you've paid a lot of interest. So you have to take in a lot of those things, whether you take negative equity. What are you trading? Are you trading a paid for vehicle, or are you trading a vehicle that has a balance on there? So be aware of these things when you go in. Again, determine the most important thing that I can urge you to do. Determine what you can afford. What's best for your family. Include maintenance, gas, and insurance, and the upkeep of the vehicle. And then you go in and then you determine, how long do I want to pay for this vehicle? Do I want to pay for it for 4 years, or do I want to pay for it for 6 years? Because if you're looking to trade every 2 years, it's not going to be very long before you're going to be in a position that you won't be able to trade because you're going to owe way more on the vehicle than what it's actually worth. Also, we have a question from Linda. She said, your thoughts about buying car through Enterprise where they have a set price. They said a price is the price. Are you saying that you can negotiate with them same as a dealership? Normally when you go to a place like Enterprise or Hertz or CarMax, those prices are set in stone and they're based upon a national average, because often Enterprise buy vehicles that are in fleet, and these are set prices, and those are generally not negotiated. Sometimes they have deals set up with different credit unions or different banks.
We are. What's the percentage? Sure.
$500 off, you know, if you go through a particular lender, but that's something that's negotiated. Not so much with pricing, it's just you going through a specific lender in order to get that. Kevin wants to know whether CarMax is a good place to purchase a vehicle. Yes. I said, you know, you go in, if they have the vehicle that you want at the price that you want to pay, and that's a good vehicle, it is a reputable company, I would, you know, suggest purchasing from them. Shirley has a question that is, do 1-to-1 deals with certain dealerships? Yes, we do have a preferred dealer list. We have another question here. These are wonderful questions. We have time for one more before we wrap it up. Shirley, just email me and we'll get you a list, and then we'll get you a list of our approved dealers.
All right, everybody. I think that, oh, we have one last one. We have the last one coming in. Patricia.
Let's see, we got Patricia. Do you advise to shop different around to different credit unions for best rates? Generally, I would shop all rates. I mean, Google is your friend. I mean, you can look up, different rates, different credit unions in your market. Beware that some things are, if you're in Georgia, you're in a different market than you are in North Florida versus Orlando. Just make sure that when you're shopping rates is that you're shopping for your market. All right, did we have any more questions? We got one more that just popped in. Let's see here. Thank you, Patricia, for joining our seminar. And I know that we covered a lot of information and we couldn't talk about each specific aspect of buying a car. But here at 121 Financial Credit Union, we are here. We are your hometown credit union, and we're here to assist or help. You can always email us at ask121@121fcu.org, and we'll get all of these questions answered for you. And we will assist you in your car buying, needs. So we have your best interests at heart. So just reach out to us and we'll answer all questions as soon as we can. We have one more question from Michael here. He said, I owe $12,000 on my current car loan. What is the best way to pay it off quickly? Additional principal payments. When you make each payment at the end of the month, whatever you send extra, make sure that you specify when you make the payment to your lender that you want to apply the extra towards principal.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Great. Thank you guys so much for joining.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Owen. Have a good rest of your day.